And our last report is about military power in Africa. Countries in the continent have been investing heavily in the defense sector to tackle the growing threats from insurgencies and terror attacks. Global firepower watchers have reported that at least 38 African nations have gradually increased their hard power. So who has the strongest military in the continent? And why do countries in the Sahel like Benin, Burkina Faso and Niger rank among the lowest military powers in Africa, despite being ruled by military juntas? Our next report gets you more.
If you want peace, then prepare for war. This ancient Latin adage seems to have resonated with many countries across the world, particularly in Africa, where military preparedness can be seen as crucial to maintaining peace and stability. Africa is currently facing numerous internally driven crises, with insurgencies, terror attacks and civil wars gripping several parts of the continent. And to address such disruptions, African nations are investing heavily in their defense sectors, ensuring they possess advanced weaponry and technological capabilities to maintain security. This is reflected in the recent data from Global Firepower, an American website which has annually ranked countries based on their military power. The website evaluates a nation's military strength, particularly based on the number of military units, its financial standing, logistical capabilities, and geographic positioning. In Africa, Global Firepower evaluates 38 countries currently. Out of those, Egypt has topped as the strongest military on the continent. This is followed by Algeria, Nigeria, South Africa, Ethiopia, Angola, Morocco, the DR Congo, Sudan and Libya. Now, Egypt has been investing heavily in its military due to increasing terrorism and maritime security threats in the region. It has a defense budget of over $6 billion and has a total of 440,000 active personnel and nearly 1,100 aircraft in its fleet. Its total naval assets, including submarines, helicopter carriers and frigates, are nearly 150. Moving to Algeria, the North African country has the highest military spending in Africa of nearly $25 billion, mainly due to the growing security threats in its neighborhood. Algeria's total active personnel number 325,000, while Algiers has nearly 610 aircraft and 110 naval assets. Coming to West Africa, Nigeria has shown a significant improvement in the 2025 rankings in the Global Firepower Index. It rose from the 4th position to the 3rd in 2025 among African nations, signaling its growing influence. Nigeria has also boosted its defense spending to over $3 billion. However, South Africa has dropped in the rankings in the continent. The country has fallen behind other nations in terms of its air and naval power in recent years. While it has a total defense budget of over $2 billion, South Africa has only 182 aircraft and 49 naval assets. But Global Firepower has not stopped at only ranking the strongest militaries in Africa. It has also ranked countries with the weakest militaries. Benin, the Central African Republic, Somalia, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Gabon, Senegal and Burkina Faso are among the weakest military powers in Africa. Their weakness has generally stemmed from a combination of economic limitations, political challenges, and structural issues. Many of these African nations also have constrained economies, leading to limited budgets for defense spending, and this in turn has influenced their ranking. So, as Africa navigates another year of uncertainty, the rankings have highlighted the wide gaps and disparities that African nations are facing in maintaining and boosting their defense capabilities amid growing security challenges.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT, only on Firstpost.